Hi, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from YourBlackWorld.com, and I got up today and I did some stuff, and I came back to see what was happening in the world, and I saw where one of my favorite artists, one of my favorite people, David Banner, said some stuff that didn't make any sense to me. He said that hip-hop artists don't have an obligation to speak up on Trayvon Martin. Now, this comment was confusing to me because I know David himself has spoken up on Trayvon Martin, and it just sort of threw me off that he would say that, and this is, what he basically said, that hip hop artists have no obligation to speak up on Trayvon Martin. Their only obligation is to make hit records. And so really to try to understand this and to contextualize this, I brought in one of my favorite rapper activists, who's really in the spirit of what David Banner typically represents. His name is Roger Suggs, a.k.a. Vigilante. That's Vigilantee. Is that right?
Vigilante.
Vigilantee. For those of us who know how to spell, I didn't do too good in school. I failed spelling, but anyway, how you doing today, brother?
Doing pretty good, my bro.
Good.
Just been in the lab working on a new album, just hanging out.
That's what's up. That's beautiful, man. Now, you and I have talked about hip hop's influence on the black community. I talk about it as a scholar, you talk about it as an artist, but really what people learn is that, when you're at the top of your game, scholars and artists can operate in the same space. We're both black men who care about the community, and we just rap in different ways. So when you heard about what David Banner said, and given that we have so much respect for him, what was your reaction to his comments?
I didn't understand it. It's in a sense, it's kind of like he's speaking out of both sides of his mouth. He's saying in 1 second, rappers should make hits. Then he says about real men, taking responsibility. Rappers can be real men too. So it was a double-edged sword the way he said it, but I'm kind of a little shocked by how he said that, because I think that rappers should speak out. I know he said that, rappers may represent it wrong, you know what I'm saying? But if they're even trying to speak about it, to me it's good because we speak about everything else. Speak about, parties, clubs, money, so on and so. So why not speak about that to try to get people to understand that this is a real big issue and we do have to follow up on it.
Well, okay.
Like I say, I didn't really get what he meant by that. And I read it and I heard it, and I really didn't get it, But at the end, he says that we need to follow through. We are following through, and the rappers should express themselves in a way they can about an issue like that we can stop from trying to make hit records and let them know that we could be about something. Marvin Gaye did it. What's going on. All type of artists do that. Public Enemy, even though they've known to do that, if other people get behind this movement, let them know that, hey, the party stops right here. This is very important. It could have been your brother, your son, or somebody like that got, killed. So we need to be serious about that. He should know that, being from Mississippi, what happened to Emmett Till.
Right, and you made a really good song about you made a good song about Emmett Till, and you made a song about Trayvon. So it seemed like you really felt inspired and compelled to speak up on the issue. And now let's in David's defense, because again we both have so much respect for him, and this ain't a matter of trying to undercut him, but he did say, look, you don't want everybody speaking up for you. Not every artist is fully capable of communicating the issues in an effective way. Do you think that changes the tone of what he was saying at all? Like, does that justify what he said, or what's your take on that?
I mean, he could say, but what he's saying is, I don't know if he's giving other rappers credit of understanding that this is music and this is something important. I think we got to give the rappers who do alternative music a little bit more credit. They got families, you know what I'm saying? They got little brothers, they got kids. I think they could speak about it in a way that's logical. You don't have to have a degree to understand what happened to Trayvon was wrong. And you could express it by just maybe throwing a shout out to Trayvon, or telling people that you want justice. I mean, we have a voice. This rapper, any rapper that got fans, gonna follow the rapper's lead. So speak about it so they can speak about it and talk about injustice. Strengthen numbers. This is not the time to be quiet about this. Tell them, and anything, he should tell them to be quiet about making nonsense music that don't uplift and bring down and tear down women. That's what they need to be quiet about. But they got a chance, they want to speak up about Trayvon, let them speak. Let them speak. Hey, it's just like having that uncle. He may be drunk. What he's saying is, it got some merit to it. He might not say it the way you say it, but if he says that it was wrong, what happened to Trayvon, then it's still the same thing.
Well,
I think they have a right, and I think you got to give other people a little more credit. And like I say, but I understand David, great rapper, and I know he's thick-skinned. He shouldn't get mad about this, but he should have known when he said that people can at least examine and say, hey, what do you mean? Some people don't represent us. It all depends. I know he's out there doing activist work and doing his work, but he had party phones and stuff like that people could try to use that against him too.
Right.
At the time when he first came out. So they can say the same thing about him. But he's much more than that. He's displayed much more than that, educated brother. But at the same time, they could hold it against him. The party songs he did.
Well,
but he got something to say.
Well, we got to remember, one thing that's true to me, and from what I observe with hip hop artists. And again, if you really want to understand the experience of the black man, you got to go through the villages of sports and hip hop. You got to understand the culture of both to understand the experience of black men in America. And one of the things that I am firmly convinced of is that most of the hip hop artists that we hear on the radio are really on a plantation. They're on big corporate plantations, and these corporations have really hijacked hip hop, and they've really distorted it by elevating the very worst kinds of music, the most dysfunctional kinds of music, and really not paying attention to the music that represents the essence of the culture. And so my belief is that when people say, "Well, boys, are you at war with hip hop?" And because I debated Michael A. Dyson about hip hop not too long ago, I said, "No, I'm not at war. I'm not at war with hip hop, but I think I am at war with commercialized, destructive hip hop." Now, even when it's expressed in a beautiful way, like I always tell people, I say, look, people say, well, do you hate Lil Wayne? I say, no, actually, do I hate him? I hate him because I love him. I hate him because he's so talented that I can't help but to love his music. I understand why he's a genius and why he's brilliant, but he also, presents a message that is so destructive. And so when you talk about hip hop artists refusing to speak up on important issues, I think it's very interesting because they are very outspoken. They are all of them, many of them that we hear on the radio are already activists when it comes to the destructive issues. They are activists for excessive alcohol and drug consumption. They are activists when it comes to calling women bitches and hoes. They are activists when it comes to bragging about how big their gun is and how they want to shoot another nigga in the face. They are activists when it comes to teaching kids how to be ignorant. They're activists when it comes to talking about how they want to have sex with every girl on the planet. So they're already activists in every other area. Activists do what? Activists send a message that changes a community. Well, these activists in commercialized hip hop have shifted the black community. You can't even walk up in a high school and try to get kids to talk about education because they up here listening to what the rapper told them about sitting at home, getting high and party. Let's all get wasted and all that other crap. So don't tell me you're going to be an activist when you bragging about all the negative stuff you can do and you're promoting negative stuff, but yet you don't want to be an activist when I ask you to talk about something that's going to help your people. So really, I'm going to let you get the last word on this, but I'm not going to let David Banner off the hook. David Banner is one of our last hopes. Him and Lupe Fiasco, cats like that are our last hopes. So we can't have them buckling to the bullshit. Excuse my French, I'm sorry, but people who know me know I get bilingual when I get pumped up about something. But and what really I'm hoping is that that we can help educate these brothers and remind them, like, look, you have a responsibility. You have a platform. You have power. You are a role model, whether you choose to be one or not. Kids are looking up to you. And so when you hear a cat like a T.I., you listen listen to T.I. rap, you see intelligence there. You see so much insight and wisdom in his lyrical capability that you're like, look, let's just turn that on a little bit more, and so that you can actually talk about the things that are going to make your community better. So I don't let David off the hook on this, but I don't let any of the artists off the hook. I think we have to hold them accountable, on this issue as well as some other issues that are going on too. You get the last word, brother. What are your thoughts on this?
I agree with you. And just like the movie Life, eyes to Pappy, meaning that, what I do in music is that. And I think it's our responsibility. It kills me when people say, well, I don't want to hear nothing positive. But yet all they run down our throat is negative music, bojangling, step and fetch it type of mentality. I always said, rich people know what they got, poor people show what they got. We gotta always party, 5-star chick, bad bitch, thug nigga, all these things, man, in music. I wish music could get back to music. Not that you can't do certain songs like that, but everything, like you say, you go to Facebook, you go to Twitter, you see nothing but ignorance that is influenced by the culture I love, which is hip hop. There's no balance in hip hop. And every time somebody speaks up, they either get shut up or they change their position. It's time to stay straight, because we're going through things, and hip hop never needed commercialism. It was very smart when they got in and started reversing it. They started pushing down positive rappers and it's funny, it's flip-flop, boys. Positive and conscious rap is underground, and gangster, pimp, party rap is commercial. It's flip-flop from how it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Now, we love the Snoops and stuff, and I got love for Snoop, a dope artist, but he can be doing Chrysler commercials and stuff. You do consciousness like Mos Def, you can't find him on the shelf. You got to go look for him. Even Common had a great album out this year. It didn't get promoted. The other record sales blew his out the water. Because that's what we do. When we stand up and say there's got to be a balance, we gonna get this crap. And they were well for us to talk about parties, gun, and killing. Then too many of us to talk about Trayvon. So y'all's got to be quiet. Y'all's better not talk about Trayvon.
Master gonna get mad.
That's why. That's right. Master gonna get. That's what it is. That's why it's bojangle. We don't bojangle. If you want to party, that's fine. But when it's time to get right, we got to get right. When Public Enemy did the Fight the Power song, it changed the whole music scene. Everybody started wearing medallions, wearing the Malcolm X shirts, and you had consciousness. I remember LL, he got booed for Walking with the Panther album because he had the Panther with the chicks and the chain on his neck, and the people wasn't feeling that type of music. And for a second, music became conscious. Then dance came back in, NWA came in, which I love that group, but they was the opposite of Public Enemy. Even though they was kicking the street knowledge, it was the opposite. It's almost like what Fox did with the Cosby Show. We're going to bring in Married with Children. It'd be the opposite of what the Cosby represent. Hey, man, they're good. I told you, we blacks play checkers in a chess world. They play chess with us. Just when we think we're more, they take another piece. We got to stop being bishops. Got you, man.
Well, I love it. I love what you're saying, man, and I totally agree with you. And I will say, here's my final point to David Banner and anybody else who's checking this out, who really, is thinking about what's going on in this industry. And again, I love David and I respect him. So this ain't even a diss with Right. But here's the deal. Look, you can't sit here and say that rappers don't have to be activists or they shouldn't be activists, because let's be real, rappers are already activists. Activists are people that share a message that transforms a community, that people adopt and it adjusts their behavior. So what happens is when an artist, and every psychologist in the world will tell you this, when an artist repeats a mantra over and over again and people are repeating it, it sinks so deep in their subconscious that they don't even know it's affecting them. So to some extent, at the end of the day, to a full extent, you are an activist. And let me give you an example of the kind of activism that we're getting from hip hop right now. This is a new song released by Lil Wayne. Here's the chorus. It's very catchy, and I can hear a teenager repeating this and absorbing this and internalizing this. Here it goes. Yeah, I'm a blunt blowing, polo draw showing. I don't give a lovely motherfuck ass nigga with my money growing. No matter where you going, you don't need a bus pass for me to bust your ass, nigga. So basically you're saying I'm going to be smoking my blunt, let my draws hang to the floor. I don't give a fuck. And I'm going to go kill another nigga the first chance I get. So a kid is going to absorb this message. You're not telling him I'm an intelligent black man, as powerful as I want to be. I can go out in the world and make all kinds of money or whatever. You're not telling him to go out and do things that are going to make that person empowered in the world. You are telling him, look, you need to be a blunt blowing, polo draw showing. I don't give a lovely motherfucker ass nigga, and I'll bust your ass nigga because that's my perception of manhood, that I can go kill another black man and shoot him straight in the face. That's not going to lead to anything positive. So when those kids grow up and end up in prison behind that crap, or they end up dead behind that crap, or they end up broke behind that crap, or they end up uneducated behind that crap, and their kids' lives are destroyed behind that crap, because you know the most ignorant fools are the ones who make the most babies. And so these babies grow up without no parents because their father is a blunt blowing, polo draw showing, I don't give a motherfucker ass nigga. Well, then what are you doing to your community, man? Let's just be real on that. So it's time to end the silliness, time to talk about, what it really means to be a man and to let go of the BS, man. I think a lot of people agree with that, and I think it's time for us to really turn the page in our community, man. And I want to give you credit because you're one of the artists who definitely believes in that. So thank you very much, man, for your time. I truly appreciate it.
No problem.
And people can check out Vigilante. What is your what is your Facebook? You have a Facebook or website?
I got a website, vigilante.com, vigilante.com, and Roger M. Suggs. Facebook. You'll find me, or they can look on your page. Boys, they'll see me, one of your friends. But they can find me, man. Or look up the Emmett Till song, or look up Trayvon Martin song. And it's like I say, I do this because I want to do it. I don't do this because to try to get attention. Like I was one of the first one to put the Trayvon song out. I didn't care if it didn't go across the nationwide like Plies or anybody else. It was the fact I called rappers out on this song. If you listen to the song, I ain't just talk about Trayvon. I talked about the rappers that, it's almost the opposite of what he said. I said,
right.
Where's the voice for the rappers at? And about a week later they came out because, we premiered a song on your site.
Right.
So my thing is we got to stand up, man. So you can find me anywhere, man. I'm going to be doing this 24/7 because it's love. LOVE, letting one's value evolve. Love.
All right. Well, thank you very much, man. I appreciate your time, and thank you all for checking us out at yourblackworld.com. And remember that being intelligent is a choice, and it's always an option, even if we're walking away from it. Most of us are not. I think that the tide in the community is changing, and it's time for us to be as bold as ignorant people when it comes to reclaiming the values in our community. So until we meet again, please stay strong, be blessed, and be educated. We are gone. Peace.